For question number 6, given is the distribution table and gives the daily wages of 16 workers of a factory. We have to use a graph paper, take 2 centimeter as the scale, which gives 100 which is equal to rupees 100. So daily income is in rupees, at 2 centimeter is equal to rupees 100 and 2 centimeters is equal to 2 workers along the other axis. We have to draw a histogram and hence find the mode of the given distribution. Okay, so to draw the diagram, let's consider the horizontal and the vertical grid on this page, and I'm going to draw only the first quadrant. So this should be, and let me consider the scale. So this is our x-axis and this is the y-axis. And daily income in rupees is going to be considered along the x-axis. So that means the class intervals. So this is, and this was daily income in rupees. So daily income in rupees. This is 0, and I'm going to consider this as the 2 centimeters. So this is 100, this is 200, this is 300, this is 400, this is 500, this is 600, this is 700, this is 800 and 900 and 1000. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay, this is not, sorry, these are the number of workers. So 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, and then 12, 10 and 12, and we have the frequency 16 as well. So 12 and 14 and 16, and these are the number of the workers. So here we are going to label it as the number of workers. Okay, now the first class interval is 200 to 300. So let's draw a rectangle for 200 to 300 and take it to the frequency 6. So this is 200 to 300 and take it to the frequency 6. So 200 to 300. Take it to the frequency 6. Okay. And the next is 10. 10, 14, 16 and 10. So next is 10. Then 14. All are of equal width. So 6, 10, 6, 10, 14 and 16. So 6, 10, 14 and 16. This is 16. 6, 10, 14, 16, then again 10. So this is 10. Okay, 6, 10, 14 and 16, and then 16, 10 and 4. So 16, 10 and then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is 4. Okay, and you can see here that this class interval has the maximum frequency. So our mode in this case is 500 to 600. So this is the mode. And we are done with the first part, draw a histogram and hence find the mode for the second one. The fifth term and the ninth term of an APR 4 and negative 12, we have to find the first term. Okay, it's given that fifth term, so I'm going to write it here. Let me just start it from here, the fifth, and so fifth term. is equal to 4, and we know that the formula for the nth term an is a plus n minus 1 into d, and to get the fifth term n is 5, so a plus 5 minus 1 is 4d. So that means for fifth term I can write it at a plus 4d is equal to 4. Similarly, ninth term is given as, so for the ninth term it's negative 12. So it's negative 12, and ninth term can be written as a plus 8d is equal to negative 12. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So a plus 4d is equal to 4, and a plus 8d is equal to negative 12. So this is negative, negative, and this is now plus, which cancels out a plus a, and a 4d minus 8d is negative 4d is equal to 16. So d is equal to negative 4. So d is equal to negative 4, and that means we have got the common difference. We have to find the first term. Let's substitute the value of d in first equations, which will give us the first term. So this is a plus 4 into negative 4 is equal to 4. This is a negative 16 is equal to 4. So a is equal to 20. So that means our first term is 20, a is 20, and a common difference b is equal to negative 4. Now we have to find the sum of 16 terms. So sum of 16 terms, and we know the sum of n terms is given by the formula sum of n terms is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So sum of 16 terms is equal to 16 by 2, 2 into a, 2 into 20 plus n minus 1. 16 minus 1 is 15 into d is negative 4. So this is equal to 8. So 8, 2 into 20 is 40, negative 60, which gives me 8 into negative 20, which is equal to negative 160. S of 16 is equal to negative 160. So sum of 16 terms is negative 160. Let's move on to the third part. A and B are 2 points on the x and y axis, and respectively. So if we have to write down the coordinates of A and B. So this question is incomplete, and the first, write down the first part. We have to write down the coordinates of A and B. Okay. So for third part A, we have to write down the coordinates of A and B, and the coordinates of A are 4, comma 0, and coordinates of B are 0, comma 0, because it's on x-axis, and on x-axis the coordinates are of the form x, comma 0, and here x is 4, so it's 4, comma 0. And on y-axis the coordinates are of the form 0, comma y, so here y is 4, so it's 0, comma 4. Okay, the second question in this is we have to write down the coordinates of A and B. That was the first, and the second question says that the ratio, the P is a point on AB such that the ratio is 1 is to 3, and using section formula we have to find the coordinates of P. So we are going to write down the coordinates of P using the section formula. And section formula says that coordinates of P are given by x, comma y, that is equal to m1 into x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2. Next is m2 x1 plus m1 x2 upon m1 plus m2. Okay, let's now put in the value, and here m1, the ratio is 1 is to 3, sorry, 3 is to 1. So this is m1 and this is m2. and this is x1 y1 0 comma 4 are x1 y1, and this is x2 y2 x2 y2. So let's put in the values. So m1 is 2, m2 is given as, it's internally dividing the ratio, so it's 3 is to 1, and x1 is equal to 4, y1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 0, and sorry, y1, so this is x1 y1, and x2 is equal to 0, so x2 is equal to 0, and y2 is equal to 4. Let's put in the values. So m1 is 3 into x2 in 0, m2 is 1, x1 is 4 upon m1 plus m2, 3 plus 1 is 4, which gives, so m2 is 1 into x1 is 4 plus m1 is 3, and x2 is 0 upon m1 plus m2, which is 4. So which gives us x comma y is equal to, this is 4 by 4, and this is 4 by 4. Okay, so which gives us the coordinates as 1 comma 1, which is okay. For the second one, m2 is 1 and x1 is 4, m1 is 3 and x2 is 0. x2 is 0. So this is, okay, this I have written the formula incorrectly. Should be x, this should be actually y2. m1 x2, m2 x1, this, sorry for that. Okay, these formulas, the section formula, I've written it incorrectly. This is m1 y2 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. So this gives me m1 is 3, y2 is 4, y2 is, m2 is 1, y1 is 0 by 3. So this is 12 by 3 actually, which gives me 1 by 4. So the coordinates are 1 by 4. Okay, so we have got the coordinates of P, which are 1 and 3. Okay, this is 4. So this is 12 by 4, which is 3. So the coordinates of P are 1 comma 3. Yes, so the first part was to find the coordinates of A and B. Second was to use the section formula to get the coordinates of P. So these are the coordinates of P. P is equal to 1 comma 3. And the third part says that we have to find the equation of line passing through P and perpendicular to AB. So equation of line passing through, so this, we have to find equation of line passing through P and perpendicular to AB. Okay, so find the equation of the line which is passing through P and perpendicular to AB. So that means we have got the coordinates through which the line is passing. Then these coordinates are 1 comma 3. Okay, so now the equation of a line passing through a point and is given by the formula. So AB, equation of AB. So it will be given by the formula. It's passing through a point. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where m is the slope of the line. And how do you get the slope of the line? The slope of the line is given by, this is given by y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, x minus x1. So let's put in the values here, and the values here x1. So x1 is equal to 4 and x2 is equal to 0. We have to find the equation of line AB. So this is the equation of line passing through P, and that should be perpendicular. So equation of line passing through, first of all, let's find the equation of line AB. So it is this one we are going to find out is the equation of line AB. So this is the equation of line AB. This is the required equation that we have to find out, and this is the equation of line AB. So let's first find out equation of line AB, and for it x1 is equal to 4 and x2 is equal to 0. So sorry, x1 is equal to 4 and y1 is equal to 0, and x2 is equal to 0 and y2 is equal to 4. So these are the values that we are going to put here. Find the value of AB. So y minus 0 is equal to y2, 4 minus 0, x2 minus x1, 0 minus 4, x minus x1, which is this. Okay, so this is y is equal to 4 upon negative 4 into x minus 4, which gives us y is equal to negative 1 into x minus 4. Now, this line is perpendicular. So if we check this line, I can write it as, so this line becomes, this is 4 minus x. Now, if we compare this equation, I can write it as minus x plus 4. If we compare this equation with the slope form, so y is equal to mx plus c. Here its slope is negative 1. Now, if two lines are perpendicular, then their slopes, the product of the slopes is equal to negative 1. So m1 into m2 should be equal to, so the slope of line perpendicular to AB should be equal to negative 1 upon m. This is negative 1 upon m, which is m, which gives us 1. Therefore, now equation of line perpendicular to AB and it's passing through P. Point is given, which is P, passing through P, and its coordinates are 1, 3. So equation of that line is given by y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, where these are x1, y1. So this is y minus 3 is equal to m. Slope is 1, x minus x1, which is 1, which gives me y minus 3 is equal to x minus 1. And this can be written as x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the line, x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. Equation of line which is perpendicular to AB and passing through P. So first of all, in this case, we got the equation of AB, then got the slope of the line that passes through P and perpendicular to AB, and then use this equation to write the required equation. So x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. And now let's move on to the last one, that is question number 7.